But they were all there at the same time creating these incredible works.
Yeah, they would not have drunk in the Black Dog together, but the three of us possibly could, yes. Lovely to have your company this evening on the programme. I love your stories. Thank you very much for coming on. I'm sure we've got a bit squeezed with events in the Commons. We'll continue to follow that, of course. Plenty more on the BBC News website, and we will bring you the results of that vote in the Commons very shortly, so stay with us. Have a very good evening.
Whether you're in Washington, Wisconsin, or even back in the UK,
we take you behind the scenes, explaining US news, culture, and the era-defining presidential election.
Americast, a BBC News podcast untangling America. Listen weekly on BBC Sounds.
Tonight at 10, there'll be flights to Rwanda for asylum seekers by July, says Rishi Sunak, and Parliament must agree tonight. How to deter people coming on small boats across the Channel has been in parliamentary deadlock for months.
Hello from Parliament. So where's the midnight oil when you need it? We could do with a splash of it around here tonight. Why? Because the government is determined to press ahead and make this law the law of the land tonight, however long it takes.
We'll be looking at what's at stake for Rishi Sunak and at preparations taking place in Rwanda. Also on the programme, Hugh Edwards resigns from the BBC on medical advice 9 months after being suspended over claims he paid a young person for sexually explicit photos. The Met Police agree an independent police force will review the Stephen Lawrence murder investigation, which it bungled when he was killed 31 years ago. The story of baby Sabrine, born against the odds after a missile strike in Gaza.
I want to talk to my friends in my family's accent.
And a student's successful search for a voice which really feels like his own.
And on Newsnight at 10:30, we'll go deeper behind the headlines and speak live to key players on today's big stories. Plus, we'll take a first look at tomorrow's front pages.
Good evening. It's a policy he's made central to his premiership, and now Rishi Sunak says the latest version of his Rwanda policy will pass Parliament tonight. In his words, no ifs, no buts, these flights are going to Rwanda. He promised they would leave by the summer. The Safety of Rwanda bill, which is designed to deter people crossing the Channel in small boats, is currently going back and forth between the Commons and the Lords in a parliamentary procedure known as ping-pong. There's been months of deadlock, and tonight the Lords sent the bill back to MPs in the Commons once again, where it's now being debated. Official figures show the backlog of people waiting to be removed from the UK rose from more than 1,700 in July to just under 52,000 a week ago. Let's go to Westminster now and get the latest from our political editor, Chris Mason. Chris. And from Chris Mason to Chris Fawkes with the weather.
Hi Rita. Well, today we have had some pretty cloudy and damp weather for central and eastern parts of England. It wasn't just cloudy and damp actually. For some slightly milder weather towards the southeast, but with that comes rain. Rita.
Thank you very much, Chris. And that is tonight's BBC News at 10. On BBC One, it's time to join our colleagues for the news where you are. Good night.